Welcome back to All About Money on HKIBC. I am Chloe Fong. Hong Kong's milk tea holds a special place in its unique and profound culture. Joining me today is Mr. Simon Wong, chairman of the Kimprey Group, also the president of the Hong Kong Federation of Restaurants and Related Trades. Welcome to the program, Mr. Wong.
Hello.
Let's now also talk about, how you have been dedicated to the catering sectors over the past years. You have been trying very hard to promote Hong Kong's local food culture. For example, in 2003, you organized a Pun Choi Megafest to promote the local produce. It was very successful. In 2009, you created a Chaan Teng, the Hong Kong milk tea competition, to promote this unique Hong Kong-style beverage. The competition has also become an international event. In 2014, you successfully applied for listing Hong Kong-style milk tea as a Hong Kong intangible cultural heritage. So I wonder what inspired you to organize these kind of events to promote Hong Kong's food culture. What are your motivations?
Well, first of all, like in SARS in 2003, we are affected by this pandemic, and the government of Hong Kong, asked me to do something to promote Hong Kong food, and so I make the Pun Choi Megafest in the airport, attended by over 10,000 people at that night. It created some kind of event that everybody still remembered. It's good for me and as well as for the industry. Because I feel that I was born in Hong Kong and I have a lot of interest in food, and particularly in milk tea and coffee. My father is also the first generation of people who import coffee and tea to Hong Kong in the 30s. And, I would say that he's the father of coffee and tea in Hong Kong. But then I spend a lot of my effort in promoting Hong Kong milk tea because I feel that this is a culture which we should not miss. And with this, cup of tea, we can link up with a lot of conversations and building up human relations with other people and many other business. Just like, if you have a glass of wine, then you can, chat with people, something like that. But then the milk tea is not just a cup of tea, it's a passion, it's a culture. That's why I do a lot of promotions and putting in a lot of effort to build up this intangible cultural heritage. It was listed in Hong Kong as one of the 20th representative intangible cultural heritage in Hong Kong, which I feel proud of. And I think that I will still work on it and pass this cultural heritage to the next generation.
Right. Actually, one thing caught my eyes is a very interesting robot that can make milk tea as well. So your organization even created a milk tea robot called Chaan Teng in cooperation with Hong Kong Productivity Council. The robot can brew Hong Kong-style milk tea by emulating the movements of brewing masters. So I wonder, how did you come up with this idea to combine the traditional techniques of creating milk teas with the modern technology?
Okay, first of all, a lot of people ask me how to brew a good cup of tea or good cup of Hong Kong-style milk tea. And we launched the Camtra competition since 2009, and a lot of tea masters join the competition. Every year we have about 400 tea masters competing for the award. It's a worldwide competition in Hong Kong, in different cities in China, even in North America, in Australia, in Melbourne, in Sydney. Every year we have this type of competition holding in different part of the world, and it become some kind of an event for the milk tea industry. Then I think that we should have a standardization of the Hong Kong style milk tea, because every tea master, they have their own way or skill to brew their own cup of tea. But if some people who doesn't have any knowledge about how to brew a cup of tea, then they would very much like to learn about the technique. So I think that standardization is one way that I would try to move forward, so that everybody can have a basic knowledge of how to brew a cup of tea. And we create Chaan Teng. Chaan Teng is not just for standardization. On the other hand, it can also replace a lot of manpower, because Chaan Teng is a robot. He or she can work 24 hours per day. If we input some data in Chaan Teng, he or she or the robot can do according to our instructions. This is good to promote the Hong Kong milk tea culture to other part of the world, because if we have a standard, then it's easier for people to learn, to know about our culture.
Right, and I know that your organization has also been providing many workshops, for people to participate in, to learn more about the culture. And also, I'm wondering, you once said that the Hong Kong's iconic food culture, including the Chaan Teng and the ice chamber, actually is very similar to Hong Kongers' spirit. Can you explain to us more about that?
Well, Chaan Teng starts in the 60s. Okay, my father started his first bing sat, or ice parlor in Hong Kong in the 50s. This is the first Hong Kong style cafe in Hong Kong. But sadly, this cafe closed last year because of the pandemic, after running for 69 years. But then we see that there's a need to improve the restaurant business in some way. For example, people come to the restaurant is for this coffee or tea. Adding to that, they would get more food. So Chaan Teng is not just serving tea, but also different food items. And it also linked with our passion. We also link with human relations. Like in the old days in Chaan Tengs, the people who work there always communicate or talk to the customers, trying to get friendly with them, and this is how we grow up, and this is the passion of Hong Kong. And well, nowadays you couldn't find this kind of nostalgia in Hong Kong anymore. But I want to bring back this type of culture of the old days to now, and hope that people would treasure what we have been done in the past.
Right, Hong Kong Chaan Teng and Hong Kong cuisine has definitely become one important element of the whole Hong Kong's identity. Thank you very much for sharing your insights on your businesses, Mr. Simon Wong. We'll be back on HKIBC next Sunday. I am Chloe Fong. Until the next time.